In part 3, you're expected to answer questions based on the topic in part 2, and the introduction is always the same. The paper and pen. So we've been talking about a place you enjoy visiting, and I'd like to ask you a few more general questions based on this topic. So let's talk about popular places to visit in your country. Some people describe part 3 as a two-way discussion between the examiner and the candidate. However, it's very much a question and answer session. In parts 1 and 2, you're asked for your personal experience and your preferences, but in part 3, the questions are a lot more general and abstract. Here are some of the main question types.
You may be asked to describe something. What are the most popular tourist destinations in your country? To evaluate. How important is tourism to your country's economy? Agree or disagree? Some people believe that tourism does more harm than good. What do you think? Make predictions. Do you think that one day space tourism will be accessible to a lot of people? Speculate. Why do large numbers of tourists have a negative impact on the environment? Offer solutions. What can national and local governments do to minimize the negative impact of tourism? Make comparisons. What do you think the benefits are of a domestic holiday compared to a holiday abroad? Give your opinion. Do you think tourist numbers should be limited?
Expand your answers, justify your opinions, give experience, examples, etc. When it comes to answering the question, if you don't understand the question, feel free to ask the examiner to repeat or ask questions yourself to clarify what you were asked. I've heard an IELTS myth that says that candidates are actually penalized if they ask the examiner too many questions. This is simply not true. The examiner is there to help you, and they're more than happy to explain the questions in part 3, and some of them will actually give you examples. What are the popular places to visit?
When it comes to Vietnam, I'm not sure. I'm a local, but I'm not sure which place is popular to visit, because every place has its own beauty, and it depends on what type of person you are actually. If you are into culture, then you can visit cities like Hue or Ninh Binh. But if you are into the nature, then you can visit the north of Vietnam, where there are a lot of mountains and a lot of high rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And are there certain places that are really popular with tourists here?
I think
everybody goes.
I think everybody, when they goes to Vietnam, they will visit Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam, and Ho Chi Minh City is like the capital of the south of Vietnam, I would say. And there, because it is very they have a diversity of activities to satisfy every type of person.
Is there any issues or downside with too many tourists visiting the same place at the same time?
Of course, yes. When there are too many tourists, I think it will be very bad for the environment, because of the increase in pollution level, of the even the noise pollution, and they will somehow damage the local heritage.
And who's responsible for limiting the number of people? Do you think it might be the government or local authority?
I think both. I think both the government and the local authority are responsible for restricting the number of tourists who can visit the city.Maybe they can limit the number of visas they give out to foreigners per month, for example, or they can set a schedule, like for example 5 days for opening the place to visit, and then 2 days just for maintenance.
On the subject of tourism, what do you think about space tourism?
Wow, space tourism is something new for me actually, even though I have heard about it a lot in the media. But I think it may be possible in the future. In more developed countries, Vietnam may follow, but who knows? We cannot tell anything about the future.
Do you think it will be accessible for many people or just a very few?
I think very few. Only the rich people can pay for such luxurious trip.
Now, people in your country, when they go abroad, what are the favorite destinations?
I think for Vietnamese people, when they go abroad, they would go for developed countries. For example, Europe, because once you enter a country in Europe, you can visit 26 other countries. So it's very easy to move around. And the public transportation in Europe is very developed also. So they do not need to, to spend a lot of time figuring out how to travel around.
Is it expensive to travel overseas?
Yes. Absolutely, because when you compare the Vietnamese currency with the foreign currency, there's a huge distance between them.
Okay, Chi, thank you very much. That is the end of the test. Thank you.
Okay.
So in part 3, don't be shy to give your opinions. Justify them with experience, give examples, etc. And thank you for watching. See you later.